Isang oras na usapan laban sa ilegal na droga, karapatang pantao at napapanahong pagtalakay sa mga isyung nagaganap sa ating bayan. Pakinggan at panoorin si Katropang Bubot Sarmiento sa Anti-Drug Sako at iba pa ang laging galit sa ilegal na droga.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino. Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio, boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Meron na ba akong audio? Ayan, magandang hapon po. Ito po ang Anti-Drugs Ako at iba pa, ang laging galit sa illegal na droga. Mga katropa, ngayon po ay araw ng Lunes. Lunes, ang unang araw ng Hunyo. June 2, unang Lunes po pala. Kahapon po ay unang araw, Linggo ng Hunyo. Ito po ay naka-6 na buwan po tayo sa isang taon at kalahati na po at magpapasko na. So, kailangan lahat tayo maging malusog, mapayapa ang buhay, maayos ang lahat. So, umpisa na po tayo. At malapit na rin po tayong June 12, Independence Day. Anyway, mga katropa, bago po ako mag-umpisa ng ating mga balita, pinaalalahanan ko lang po lahat na dapat ay sumunod tayo sa trapiko. Mamaya natin pag-usapan yan. Ano po ba ang topic natin? Mamaya at ang iba pa portion. Ang ad-even na slash o winala o hindi pina-implemente. At syempre, congratulate po natin ang bagong PNP chief. Alam niyo pong maraming bumabatikos pero ang inyong lingkod, hindi po. Hindi po niya ako kilalang personal. So, hindi ko sinasabi sa inyong bakit ko siya hindi binabatikos. At saka po, ang pag-usapan din natin, ang mga nakalukluk na, mga politicians, lulukluk na yan by July ba? At dito natin tandaan yung mga pinangako nila kung kanilang tutuparin. Okay, ngayon po, umpisahan na po natin ang pagbabalita ng nakakagalit dahil wala pa silang tigil para dito sa magnegosyo, gumamit at ma-involve sa illegal na droga at nakakatuwa naman po. Dahil po, wala pong tigil ang ating mga drug law enforcers na talaga naman pumigil sa kanila. Nandiyan po ang PDEA, nandiyan ang PNP, Drug Enforcement Group, nandiyan po ang FBI. Sana po active na active din ang customs sa pagbabantay ng baka pumasok sa atin na naman yung malalaking illegal na droga. Okay, umpisan po natin ha. Punta mo tayo bandang Bisaya. Ito po sa may Bacolod. The Bacolod City Legal, wag mo muna natin pag-usapan yan. Mamaya na lang yan. Kasi kaya ako itong uunahin dahil in connection with the mamayang pag-uusapan natin. So, sabi ko nga, the Bacolod City Police recovered another 823,500 worth of dried marijuana leaves and liquid marijuana in a follow-up operation in Oriente Subdivision, Barangay 3, Poblacion La Carlota, City Negros Occidental. Dito po ay last week. Colonel Antonio Benitez Jr., City Drug Enforcement Unit Chief, said that they recovered 6 bricks of dried marijuana leaves, 1 pack of plastic sachet containing dried marijuana leaves, and 23 cartridges containing liquid marijuana and non-drug items from the residence of alias Rolin, who was arrested in a drug bypass operation in Barangay Tagum, Bacolod City last week po. Police recovered from Rolin and his 2 companions identified only alias French, a therapist and a resident of Barangay Banago, and a certain Ryan, a resident of Barangay Samag, Bacolod in Bacolod City. Several sachets of shabu weighing 10 grams with an estimated market value of 68,000 pesos, 3,800 grams of dried marijuana leaves, and an estimated market value of 456,000. Apprehended, after their apprehension, Benitez said Rolin admitted to the police that there were still some supplies of dried marijuana and liquid marijuana left in their house. Inamin naman pala. He said that they coordinated with the La Carlota City Police Station as well as the PDEA and the barangay officials. The suspects are now detained at the custodial facility of the Police Station 8, and they will be charged with violating Section 5 and 11 of the Republic Act 9165, also known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. The Bacolod City Police Office is also coordinating with the city government to conduct inspection of various vaping stores in the city. Dito na tayo sa kabila. The Bacolod Legal City Office urged the Bacolod City Police Office to intensify its intelligence, monitoring the selling of liquid marijuana that might be sold at the vape shops in the city. So, the City Legal Office, Carol Joseph Chu, said the selling of liquid marijuana is illegal and the police should address the new modus of the selling selling the liquid marijuana bagong modo. The liquid marijuana is processed marijuana, transported into syrup or liquid, and sold in cartridges or small bottle and suitable for vaping. Matagal na po ito. The legal officer Carol Joseph Chu is in Bako nung maaga-aga. He added that the city enforcement unit recovered at least 17 cartridges of liquid marijuana in a drug bypass operation in Barangay Tangub, adding that the 3 suspects who were arrested, one of them admitted there were still some supplies of dried marijuana liquid is left in their house in La Carlota. Ito po yung sinabi niya. So the following apprehension, they recovered that said liquid marijuana that was stuck in their house. Chu reiterated that the police should conduct a thorough investigation to determine the possible customers and the individuals who are selling the liquid marijuana. He added, it is alarming in Bacolod City, especially for the youth who are using vapes. Bawal nga po yung vapes sa bata. Yung bata, dapat tinuhuli din. Ganyan po ako mag-news. May side comments. He added, parents should monitor the activities of their children and to ensure that they are not using liquid marijuana. Ito po yung sinasabi ko, matagal na po, 10 years ago. Paingay na po ako sa vape. Alam ko po, ito po, dapat tinututukan. At saka po, ang sinasabi po ni Legal Officer Chu, na dapat daw, tingnan ng mga kabataan. Alam niyo po, first of all, pag nakakita na kayo ng batang nagbe-vape, dapat na po kinukumpis ka na yan. Ano po bang ginagawa ng ang ating mga otoridad? Hindi po ba? Sa barangay level na lang tayo. Nakita niyo yung kabataan. Ano ba allowed? 21 below? Hindi pwede. O 21 above? Pwede. Pero po, marami po tayong nakikita, hindi lang po. Nationwide po ito ha. Nagbubulag-bulagan po tayong lahat. O, galit na ako ha. Kasi po, totoo naman po yun. O, dito tayo sa Iloilo. Ano ba ang sinabi? Iloilo Police Provincial Office apprehended 2 individuals and estimated for 646,000 worth of shabu in 2 separate anti-drug operation in Pasig City and Mina City last weekend. Last weekend lang po. The first operation was conducted at around 5 in the afternoon by personnel of the Pasig City Component City Police Station in Barangay Mulapula, Pasig City. Arrested was alias Nido, 58, married male suspect and a resident of the barangay. Police recovered around 15 grams of the shabu with an estimate value worth 102,000 pesos. And around the same day, around 6 or 7 in the evening, the operatives from the Mina Municipal Police Station launched a bypass operation in Barangay Talibong, Grande, Mina, Iloilo. Arrested also was Arlu, 29, a resident of the barangay. Confiscated from him were approximately 80 grams of shabu valued at 544,000 pesos. The suspects are now currently detained and will be charged with violating the Republic Act 9165, also known as a Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Ito pa po. 4 drug suspects, including 2 high-value target individuals, were arrested during a joint anti-drug operation in Barangay Calaparan, Arevalo District in Iloilo on the evening of last week. And the 5th most wanted person was also arrested in a separate operation. The anti-drug operation was conducted by the Regional Police Drug Enforcement Unit in Western Visayas, with support from the PNP Enforcement Group or the PNP DEG, Special Operation Units SOU-6, the Iloilo Police Office, Drug Enforcement Unit, and the Iloilo Police Station, ICPS-6. Authorities confiscated around 305 grams of shabu valued to 2,074,000 pesos from the 4 suspects. They were identified as alias Joe, 29 years old, of the Barangay San Vicente, Haro District, alias JM, 29 also, of the Barangay Bakhao, Mandurriao District. These are the 2 high-value target identified. Also arrested with the 2 suspects were identified by alias Nika and alias Iko. Both are 23 years old and resident of the Barangay Rizal, Estanzuela City Proper District. Seized during the operation were 12 plastic sachets and 5 not-tied plastic bag containing shabu. The 4 suspects are now in police custody and will face charges for violating Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Let's go to Cebu. What do we have in Cebu? In Cebu, last week in Purok, Coconut 2, Barangay Umapad, over 10 million worth of illegal drugs were seized by the Intelligence Unit and City Drug Enforcement Unit of the Bandawe City Police. Authorities identified the suspects as Bainig, 39, a resident of Centro Barangay Ibabaw. Bainig or Binig is on the MCPO's list as a high-value target person. Police recovered 15 large packs of suspected shabu from Bainig, weighing about 1.5 kilograms. The drugs carry the standard street value of about 10.2 million. MCPO or the Mandaue Police Office Chief Colonel Cirilo Acosta Jr. said they immediately placed Binig or Bainig under the surveillance and conducted a case build-up after his name surfaced. The seizure of over 10 million worth of illegal drug is a powerful message to traffickers and criminal groups. Central Visayas will never be a safe haven for your operation. This accomplishment reflects the strategic coordination and tireless efforts of our anti-drug units to protect our communities. Aranan said the suspect is now all under the custody of the MCPO while facing criminal charges of violation Section 511, Article 2 of the Republic Act 9165, or so known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Now, let's go to Davao. Brigadier General Leon Victor Rosete of PRO 11 reported that 69 coordinated anti-illegal drugs operation led to the arrest of 83 individuals 16 high-value targets, and 67 street-level individuals. They said the authorities also seized 12,428.6 grams of suspected shabu with an estimated value of 2.1 million, along with the 64.7 grams of dried marijuana worth 7,773 pesos. Okay. Police Colonel Fidel Fortaleza Jr., the Zamboanga Police Office Director, reported have arrested 2 persons and seized over 1 million worth of illegal drugs and a firearm in an operation in last village in Zamboanga City. He added, the seized from the 2 arrested suspects were some 150 grams of suspected shabu worth 1.20 million pesos, a bundle by bus money, and of course the caliber .38 revolver with 2 bullets and identification cards. He said the buy-bus operations was launched following the series of surveillance of the illegal activities of the suspect who work as a construction workers. The suspects, of course, were charged for violation of Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. And of course, the confiscation of the 1.2 worth of suspected shabu was the second biggest drug haul in Zamboanga Peninsula this May. The first was worth 7 million on May 7, and a bypass operation by PIDEA operatives was also resulted in the arrest of the 2 suspects in San Carlos Village, Tucoron, Zamboanga del Sur. Okay, a known illegal drug personality was killed in a shootout during an anti-drug operation in the Bangsamoro province of Tawi-Tawi. General Romeo Macparo Autonomous Region, or the PRO-BAR, identified the slain drug personalities as alias Knight with of legal age. Makaspas said Knight was killed in a shootout around 4:10 in the afternoon last May 30, that was last Friday, during an anti-drug operation in Basnunuk Village, Languyan, Tawi-Tawi. He said the shootout ensued when Knight opened the fire upon seeing the operatives while transacting illegal drugs in Basnunuk Village. They also said that Knight was rushed to the hospital, but he was declared dead on arrival by the attending physician. He added that the policemen, in coordination with the Marine troops, launched the anti-drug operation after receiving a report about an ongoing illegal drug transaction in the area. Operatives recovered approximately 12.5 grams of suspected shabu worth 85,000, a caliber .45 pistol with a magazine and ammunition, 75,570 in cash of various denominations believed to be proceeds from the sale of illegal drugs and other various paraphernalia. The recovered evidence were turned over to the Languyan Municipal Police Station, while the remains of the slain suspect were entrusted to the village official for proper handling. Colonel J. Di Maandal, this one is the director of the Pampanga Police Provincial Office, said some 770,000 worth of shabu were seized in two separate buy-bus operations conducted by the police stations in Guagua Town and City of San Fernando last week. Operatives of the Guagua Municipal Police Station apprehended a 43-year-old man and a 36-year-old woman in Barangay Plaza Burgos. Recovered from the suspects were 57.7 grams of suspected shabu with an estimate value of about 331,000 pesos. The two were brought to the Guagua Police Department for custody and pending the filing of charges under Republic Act 9165. While in the city of San Fernando, the Provincial Drug Enforcement Unit, in coordination with the local police and PDEA Region 3, caught a 42-year-old overseas Filipino worker and a 43-year-old freelancer inspector after a transaction with an undercover operative. Ano po yung freelancer inspector? Ano po trabaho nun? Confiscated from the suspect were 56 grams of suspected shabu, worth about 380,800 pesos, a 38 caliber revolver without a serial number containing 2 live rounds, and of course, other non-drug paraphernalias. The suspect faces charges of violation RA 9165 and RA 10591, that is the illegal possession of firearms, and a relevant provision of the Omnibus Election Code. Another one in Angeles City. The PDEA in Angeles City last week seized more than 1 billion worth of shabu during a raid conducted by them. The operation was carried out after the court issued a search warrant for a residential in Barangay Pampang, the agency said. Upon inspection, operative discovered some 155 kilos of suspected shabu concealed inside golden Chinese tea bags. Tagal na yan, no? Kainis, nandiyan pa rin. The packaging is similar to those used in previous drug haul in Angeles City, where over 686 million worth of shabu was confiscated. Police said the subject of the warrant, allegedly a Chinese national, was not present at the time of the raid. Nakatakas. The recovered illegal drugs were estimated to have a street value of 1.054 billion pesos. Authorities said they are continuing their investigation to identify and locate the individuals behind these illegal activities. Nakatakas na naman. Saan natin huhulihin yan? Chinese na yan. Alam niyo, dapat meron mga mukha yan para tapos lalagay sa Facebook. Di ba pwede yun? Okay, let's continue our report. Dito na po tayo. Buhay na tayo sa Maynila. A 16-year-old individual was caught allegedly with illegal drugs valued to 1.3 million in Pasig City. Eastern Police District said the arrest stemmed from a buy-bus operation in Pinagbuhatan last Friday morning. Acting on a report from a private informant validated by police through surveillance, the EPD said the teenager identified by the police as Ken was caught allegedly possessing a 30 pieces of heat-sealed transparent plastic sachets, and suspected shabu weighing about 191.1 grams valued at 1.30 million pesos. Ilang taon ba si Ken? Walang nakasulat. Teenager. 16. Oh, yun po. 16 years old. The Pasig City Police Social Welfare Department took custody of the child in conflict with the law. Ken faces before the Pasig Prosecutor's Office for violating Republic Act 9165, also known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Teenager, 16 years old. Makukulong ba yun? Okay. Dito po tayo sa Quezon City. Kanina sa Pasig. Sa Quezon City naman po, Quezon City Police District Office seized a total of 13.600 billion worth of shabu during a bypass operation in San Mateo, Barangay Batasan Hills, Quezon City last week. Batasan Police Station 6, Station Commander Police Lieutenant Colonel Romil Abenido identified the suspect as alias Jesse, 43 years old, residing at Antipolo, Rizal. The operation was conducted at around 9 o'clock in the evening. Based on the police report, the suspect was arrested after police officer poster buyer successfully bought about 800,000 worth of suspected shabu. And this led to his arrest. The suspect, of course, will face charges of violation Section 5 and 11, Article 2 of the Republic Act 9165, also known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Ito pa po. Ako'y natutuwa, nagagalit dahil wala silang tigil, pero natutuwa dahil ang ating kapulisan at ang ating PDEA at ang lahat ng drug law enforcers ay hindi po tumitigil. A bypass operation was launched by the Antipolo Police Station and the PDEA last week. Police identified the suspect as Unyo, a resident of Barangay San Roque, Antipolo City. He was tagged as a high-value individual and an active drug pusher. Alam niyo na pala yung active drug pusher. Unyo was arrested after selling 3,000 worth of shabu to a police poster buyer. The suspect yielded 310 grams of shabu worth 2.108 million pesos and other drug paraphernalia. The confiscated evidence were brought to the Rizal Provincial Crime Laboratory Office for proper examination, while the suspect was placed under the custody of the police. Charges of violation of Republic Act 9165 will be filed against the suspect. Meron pa. Seized from Quezon City and Pasay. Pareho yata ito isa. Anyway, in Pasay, one suspect identified as alias Jesse was arrested in a bypass operation along, ito na po yun eh, si Jesse ba at si Unyo pareho? Basahin ko na ha, parang naguguluhan ako dito sa report nyo. Authorities seized nearly 30 million worth of shabu in a separate drug operation in Quezon City and in Pasay. One of the suspects, identified only as alias Jesse, was arrested in a bypass operation along San Mateo, Barangay Batasan Hills, Quezon City. Iba to. Ito po is earlier day, last week. Seized from the 43-year-old Suspect were 2 kilos of shabu worth 13.8 million. Police said information about the activities of the suspects came from small-time drug dealers who were earlier arrested in previous operations. The major arrest was not instant. This was preceded by a series of intel-driven operations targeting small-time drug personality who shared valued intelligence resulting from the identification of the arrest of this high-value individual. As said by Major General Anthony Arvin, the NCPRO director. Now, while in Pasay, is a 62-year-old identified only as Ida, of course, female, was nabbed last Wednesday afternoon at the notion of 2.2 kilos of shabu worth 13.76 million. Ida was found in possession of shabu during a routine security screening the Bacolod City when arrested. Also seized from her were weighing scale, a travel document, and an identification card. Natatawa po ako eh. Sorry po. Police seized 140,964 worth of dangerous drugs and arrested 3 persons in a bypass operation. Ito naman po in San Mateo pa rin. Bakit ba magulo to? Colonel Felipe Barugon, Rizal Provincial Police Office Director, identified the suspect alias Rico, Marites, and Jerry of 65 Pag-asa Compound, Barangay Ampid of San Mateo, Rizal. Seized from them were 10 sachets of containing more or less 20.73 grams of suspected shabu. Nagchapsuy tayo. Anyway po, kaya po ako natawa kanina doon sa 62-year-old na si Aling Aida. May dala pa siyang weighing scale. Wawa naman to si Aling Aida. Nautusan ba talaga to? Talagang nasa watchlist na po ito. Laki po ng dala niya is 13.76 million worth of suspected shabu. Duda ko po nautusan lang po ito. Sana po. Pero po, meron pa rin kayo sasagutin sa batas. Last week po, hindi ko po nakuha itong news na to. Nakita ko lang po ito ngayon. Meron po 18 years old na female student was arrested in Pasig City for allegedly possessing a shabu. Possessing shabu worth about 5.3 million pesos. Eastern Police said last Wednesday in a statement, police identified the suspect as Emma and Christy, both residents sa pinagbuhatan. Mukhang Barangay Captain Robin, pakicheck mo nga yung paligid mo. Puro pinagbuhatan itong record ko. Police arrested the 2 18-year-old female students for allegedly possessing shabu worth 5.3 million in an operation in Pinagbuhatan, Pasig City. Ito po last week. The 2 suspect officers are now in custody of the Pasig City Police Station while the confiscated drugs are undergoing examination by the EPD Forensic Unit in Mandaluyong City. Emma and Chrissy faces charges of allegedly violation of the Republic Act 9165 or the Dangerous Drugs Act of 2000. Well, before po ako mag-commercial, napansin ko po, marami pong pumapasok na report sa akin galing sa Iloilo and Bacolod ever since then. Tingnan po natin, baka yung iba po naman provinces wala kong dumarating na mga news about them. Pero po, parang nakakabahala. No? Nakakabahala, masyado silang na-identify. Ito naman ngayon, yung sa Pasig, puro pinagbuhatan. Siguro po bantayan po natin ito at hindi lang to, baka naman isolated lang to, no? Pero tingnan po natin yung ibang barangay pa natin nationwide. Huwag po tayong tutulog-tulog, ha? Lalo na magkakaroon ng eleksyon ng barangay. Sabatayan natin ang narco-politics dyan sa baba. Anyway, commercial po tayo. My technical director, Ferdy Blues.
Alamin ang mga mainit na balita mula sa ating Armed Forces. Tumutok sa 1134 kHz AM sa inyong mga radyo. At manood online. I-like at i-share ang AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page. Ito ang DWDD Armed Forces Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Babalik mo na pala ako. Anyway po, babalik po tayo. Kala ko pa 5 minutes. Wala pang 5 minutes yun ha. Anyway po, mga katropa, binabanggit ko po ngayon. Darating na po ang...
Ano ang Big One?
Ang Big One ay isang terminong ginagamit upang ilarawan ang isang senaryo ng malakas at mapaminsalang motor.
Sa Greater Metro Manila, ang Big One ay isang magnitude 7.2 na lindol na nagmumula sa West Valley Fault na may habang 100 kilometro. Ang West Valley Fault ay tumatahak sa ilang bahagi ng mga lalawigan ng Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite at Laguna.
Mga katropa,
Ayan, pakiputol na po. Okay na po ako. Pasok na kasi.
DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Nagbabalik po ang anti-drugs ako at iba pang laging galit sa illegal na droga. Okay. Kanina po binabanggit po natin yung mga lugar na dumarating sa ating balita at ibinabalita ko sa inyo parang palagi na lang yung lugar na yun ang mga ririnig ko. Siguro po, sabi ko nga, no ha, hindi ko po kayo tinatarget pero po yun ang dumarating sa aming balita. Tingnan natin po yung ibang lugar. Meron pa? Sigurado ako meron. Kaya lang po, nalulungkot po ako. Dapat po talaga magbantay. Ngayon po, darating po ang eleksyon ng barangay. Confirmed na yata po ito na December 1. Bantayan po natin, i-identify na natin kung yung mga barangay na yan involved sa droga, gumising-gising na po tayo. Huwag na natin silang iboto. Kung tayo itatakutin, tumawag po tayo. Secret lang. Tumawag sa PIDEA o sa Philippine National Police Office. Sabi sa akin, hindi po ako tatawag sa station namin. Bakit? Kasi po, may duda po kami. Nakakalungkot po yon. Pero sige po, nire-respeto po namin ang gusto nyo. Tumawag po kayo sa PNP o sa PNP Drug Enforcement Unit. At ipaalam nyo, o kaya lalo na sa PIDEA, no? O kaya sa NBI. Kasi po darating na ito na naman ang barangay election. Sino po ang mga maluluklok dyan? Di po ba? Kailangan nating malaman. Kailangan iboto natin yung wala sa droga. Wala siyang koneksyon. O yung taong kailangan matapang lumaban sa illegal na droga sa kanyang nasasakupan. Kung bubulag-bulagan dahil natatakot, hindi ko po natin kailangan yan. Hindi po natin kailangan yung mga taong mamuno sa atin kung kaya siya ay duduwag-duwag. O kaya siya ay magbubulag-bulagan, o kaya siya nakikita natin na directly involved sa illegal na droga, hindi ho pusher, hindi ho pwede siyang maging financier, pwede siyang tumatanggap ng pera galing sa illegal na droga. So, yan po, bantayan po natin yan. Malaking bagay po ang barangay. Ito po, diyan po tayo diyan po tayo nag-uumpisa sa barangay. Sila po dapat talaga nakakaalam. At napakadami na sinasabing cleared barangay. I wish it is true. Because hanggang ngayon po, marami pa akong pagdududa dyan. I'm sorry, no offense men sa mga namumuno. Pero po, nakikita, nalalaman, naririnig po ng report natin na hindi pa rin po. Hindi pa rin po. Pag na-clear po, after a few months, may bumabalik po. Ganun po daw ang nangyayari. So, gising. Tingnan natin kung anong dapat. Isa pa po, ngayon, pupunta naman tayo sa odd-even scheme. Marami namang salamat at sinuspinde, hindi mo na pina-implement itong odd-even scheme sa EDSA. Alam niyo po, 2 taon i-repair ang EDSA. Bakit po ganyan? Bakit hindi Anyway, bakit hindi ho tayo kumuha ng mga bagong technology ng mga ibang bansa, lalong-lalo na nakita natin sa Japan? Diba? Sandali lang. Na-tsunami nga yung buong city. Naiayos nila ng sandalian. Nasira yung kalsada. Naiayos nila ng sandalian. Bakit hindi po magagawa dito? Kung hindi na po kailangan yung mga traditional repair, mag-advance na tayo. Baka konti lang ay dagdag dyan na budget. Ilagay natin. Huwag natin ilagay sa budget ng iba. Tama po ba sinasabi ko? Kasi po, kung mag-social networking ho kayo, tingnan nyo kung paano mag-repair sa ibang bansa, lalo na Japan. Dapat ang JICA, tinuturo sa atin yan. Sandali lang po. Yun ang isang city na tsunami naiayos nila ng sandali Tsunami po yun Nabuwag lahat. Sandali lang po yun naiayos yung buong city. Anong city ba yun? Kasi Sendang ba yun? Kasi may mga kaibigan po tayo, mga Japanese na biktima po dyan. Sendai ba yung lugar na yun? 2 years. Ano ba yan? Opo, mahaba po yung EDSA. Pero may bago. Yung mga bagong technology ang gamitin po natin dito. Hindi yung traditional. Utang na loob. Bakit ba? Alam niyo po, ako sigurado ako maraming mga opisyal ng DPWH, nagsiseminar kung saan-saan country, dahil itinuturo sa kanila, ipinakikita sa kanila kung ano yung mga modern technologies. Bakit hindi po natin ma-adapt dito? Yun po lang, nagtatanong lang po ako sa inyo. Huwag na kayo mag-seminar. Gastos lang yan kung hindi natin ma-adapt. Pati yan sa traffic, saan kayo uma-attend sa abroad o paano gagawin ng traffic, di nyo naman na-adapt. So mga katropa, yan po ang dapat nating tingnan. Mga tao, mga opisyal, kayo pong pinagkakatiwalaan namin. Sana, hindi lang pwede. Pwede ba? Sana po, yung mga naluklok, appointed, elected, pag may programa sila at palpak, dapat answerable sila doon. Pondo kasi ng tao yan Opo. Paano? Sige, ako si DPWH manager ng NCR. May project ako. Sandali lang, nasira na yung ginawa. Ako ang boss doon, NCR. Aba, kailangan kong kasuhan si NCR boss, director. Pinabayaan niya yun. Sasabihin niya, hindi, mga tao sa ilalim. Command responsibility po yan. Diyan po titingnan. Ganon. Diba? Answerable lahat diyan sa taong bayan. Pangarap ko nga magkaroon ng batas ng ganyan Pwede ba mangyari yan? Knock-knock sa ating mga congressman. Knock-knock lang po. Dapat po magpasa kayo ng ganyan. Hindi yung mga walang kakwenta-kwentang bill na bawal sumingit, bawal kung ano-ano. Ito po, ipasa nyo. Answerable pa lahat ang appointed, elected, na merong ginastos sa taong bayan. Pera ng taong bayan. Inistorbo ang taong bayan, lalo na sa paggagawa ng mga kalsada at tulay. Hindi lang po ang kontraktor ang sagot dyan. Dapat po, kung sino yung nangontrata at nagpasa ng kontrata, hanggang sa direktor. Hindi ko po sinasabi sa secretary, dahil talaga ang secretary, hindi po dapat natin sisihin. Yung director, kasi siya ang direct doon. Di po ba? Okay po, mauubusan na naman ako, sandali na naman ako. Babati na lang muna tayo. Batiin po natin ang ating mga kagrupo, ang Barangay Senior Representative, 30 po yan sa Pasig. The newly created elected, it is under the Ordinance 30, Series 2023, Ang authored po dyan is si Councilor Pao Santiago. Gayahin niyo po yan, mga ibang taga-city at municipality. Mag-create kayo. Hindi yung nagkakagulo na kahit kaluwat kanan may NGO na senior. Kailangan nyo i-create, i-elect, ilagay nyo sa LGU nyo, a special body. Ganun din, PWD. Kailangan po, para ho yan, ilagay ho natin, siguro Congress din na makakasagot na to na kailangan magkaroon din ng ganyan sa mga city government. Okay? So, ang dami ka nagte-text sa akin. O sige po, hi. Teka po kasi pumapasok po dito sa ating programa. Ma'am, ayoko po magpakilala. Kita ko na pangalan mo eh. Anyway, sige po, hi na lang po. Ayaw niyo magpakilala, hi daw siya. Okay. Nakikinig po ako sa inyo at nanonood. Thank you, thank you. At hayaan nyo sa susunod, babalik na ang PNP Drug Enforcement natin. At saka baka na. Eto na po, ang PDEA. Nating dapat marinig kung ano yung kanilang mga programa. No? Pang araw-araw. Ganon din ang PNP Drug Enforcement Group, ang ating partner palagi. Kaya lang nawawala sila ngayon, hindi ko alam kung nasaan. So, anyway, ito po ang inyong lingkod, si Bubot Sarmiento, ang laging galit sa illegal na droga. Maraming salamat sa DWDD, sa ating technical director na si Perdy Blues. Pakiayos nga, palagi na lang yung aking opening pero naguguluhan ako bago ako pumasok. At thank you. So Wednesday po, balik tayo. That is Wednesday, June 4. So 6 daw, totoo ba yan? Wala daw pasok. Non-working holiday. Totoo ba to? Technical director, meron na ba tayo natanggap niyan? Na news? May lumalabas po kasi pakitingnan nyo lang po. Pakibantayan lang po natin at saka yung ating kung saan po ba to. Hindi ko po makita eh. Pakicheck nga po kung meron talaga. O ibalita po natin yan sa Wednesday kung may pasok sa Friday o wala. Thank you. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, si Bubot Sarmiento. Inuulit ko po ang laging galit sa illegal na droga. Sabi nga po nila, always remember, be ready and say no to drugs. At ako, ayoko sa bawal na droga, mabuhay Pilipinas.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.